Hello, dear friends. The world is not dying, it's being killed, and those responsible have names and surnames. Opinion piece, religions, paradigm shift, end of isolation, the untold story. We are not alone. There is a deadline. We are not the only ones. The firmament is not empty. The threshold has been crossed. We are part of a network of souls. Let's start. The coalition is preparing the world's religions for revelation, according to Ismael Perez. For decades, the question of whether we are alone in the universe has been relegated to the realm of science fiction and fringe theories. However, we now stand on the brink of the greatest revelation in human history, the formal disclosure of intelligences from other worlds. This is not merely a scientific or political event, it's a spiritual one. A quiet, comprehensive initiative is currently underway to prepare the world's major religions for a paradigm shift that will fundamentally alter our understanding of creation, consciousness, and the very nature of reality. Although the general public is unaware of this, Ismael Perez describes a massive coordination effort led by the Coalition, a group of planetary leaders working under the direction of the Coalition of Worlds, a collective of advanced civilizations. The mission is clear: to ensure that the world's religious institutions are prepared for the event. This briefing is not limited to the West. Leaders of Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, and Buddhism are preparing for a truth that transcends dogma. The goal is to prevent global chaos and provide a framework for understanding that our gods, angels, and messengers may have been part of a much larger cosmic family. This revelation isn't truly new. In fact, it represents the recovery of lost knowledge. Ancient scriptures from every corner of the planet have long encoded interactions with beings from higher dimensions. In modern terms, we are beginning to recognize them as beings from other worlds who have coexisted with humanity for eons across multiple planes of reality. The transition we are experiencing marks the end of an era of deception and darkness and the beginning of an era defined by transparency and scientific spiritual synthesis. Perhaps the most urgent conclusion is the existence of a deadline. The Coalition of Worlds has urged Earth's authorities to prepare the population for the full disclosure of information. The ultimatum is simple. If governments and religious institutions don't take the initiative to inform the public, the coalition could resort to a direct and undeniable contact. The revelation of a broader cosmic community presents a significant challenge to traditional ecclesiastical authority, given the Vatican's historical role as custodian of spiritual information and its position within the global power structure. The shift toward revelation is not just about seeing ships in the sky. It is about what is happening in the human heart and mind. A new cosmic spirituality will emerge as the old paradigms of us versus them or creator versus creature crumble. This involves the activation of latent human potential. Through practices such as meditation or the exploration of altered states of consciousness, people are beginning to access the same multidimensional reality inhabited by these advanced civilizations. We are moving beyond the mere passive observation of the divine to recognize our place as conscious participants in a vast inhabited cosmos. The era of isolation is over, according to Ismael Perez. Humanity is being invited to join a broader community of life. Although dismantling old dogmas may be uncomfortable for some, it paves the way for a collective awakening that reconciles science with spirituality and earth with the stars. As we approach this unprecedented event of revelation, the call to action is to remain open, grounded, and prepared to redefine what it means to be human. Manipulation. Ismael Perez says that the geneticist Enki manipulated the DNA of our earliest ancestors during the Atlantean era, mixing human lineages with animal genetics. This cosmic mixing gave rise to mythological creatures and diluted human consciousness, a fundamental deviation from our original spiritual blueprint. Enlil, on the other hand, is portrayed as the opposing force. This intervention in primordial genetics laid the groundwork for much of the duality and confusion we experience today. Before this genetic manipulation, Earth harbored wonders like the lost continent of Mu and Lemuria. These were not merely advanced civilizations. They are described as highly evolved paradises where technology of consciousness reigned, far surpassing any physical technology we know today. However, their downfall was a cosmic tragedy. External draconian forces, utilizing advanced Martian technology, infiltrated these peaceful societies. The catastrophic result was the implosion of a second moon, leading to the destruction of Lemuria. But the story doesn't end there. It is said that the survivors of Lemuria took refuge within the earth, forming highly evolved civilizations. It is predicted that contact with the surface will occur at some point, bringing about a profound shift in our understanding of the hidden realms. Divine intervention. Cosmic history is not only one of decline, it is also one of divine intervention and awakening. The dialogue addresses angelic beings not as distant entities, but as archetypical aspects of human DNA and consciousness, highlighting the interconnectedness of all dimensions and the unified cosmic soul. A central element of Earth's current transition is the concept of the 144,000 higher souls, ascended beings who are incarnating now. They are described as the force acting on the front lines, the true savers of humanity and the universe. Their mission is to mesh duality and polarity into unity, fostering spiritual growth through self-mastery and unconditional love. You could be one of them if you feel a deep calling to help humanity or an intense drive for self-improvement. This personal evolution is mirrored on a galactic scale. We learn of a coalition of luminous human civilizations in their constant opposition to the dark empire of Orion. This is not just a battle. It is presented as a cosmic game of duality designed to foster spiritual growth through the union of spiritual matter and the reconciliation of light and shadow in all beings. The message is clear. Our present is our power. As humanity undergoes an intense period of spiritual awakening and genetic mutation, our individual choices matter more than ever. Staying conscious, present, and committed to spiritual development is not just a personal path. It is the key to manifesting individual and collective transformation. Curious or bizarre. The Grand Canyon has steps carved into its walls like a quarry. Water doesn't carve steps. According to the Daily Mail, UFO files show flying objects sighted by Apollo astronauts while on the surface of the moon. John McAfee laid it out bluntly. The real power isn't elected, but rather a permanent clandestine network that treats presidents as disposable puppets. The shadow government is a heterogeneous collection of constantly warring factions within the intelligence community. According to Kerry Kay, The Archons are preparing their next move because they know what's coming. They know humanity is awakening. They know the false matrix is losing its grip. They know fear is no longer the master it once was. And this time we don't have to fall into the trap. Representative Lauren Boebert claims that the answers to the UFO files could be found in the Old Testament, pointing to fallen angels and the Nephilim. Boebert notes that there is no evidence in the Bible that the fallen angels and the Nephilim actually disappeared. We have seen things that could have resembled portals, he said. Ever since humanity was able to look to the sky, we have wondered if there is someone out there, some mysterious race with technology and far more advanced than our own that visits us periodically and shares its technology with us. We have received visits from extraterrestrial races at certain times in our history. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.